Hi everyone and welcome to Sibelius 101. Sibelius 101 is Avid's authorized Sibelius certification program, and it consists of two courses, 101 and 110. We'll be covering 101 in this course. You should have a basic understanding of how to open and exit an application, how to manage application windows, as well as how to use a mouse and a standard QWERTY keyboard. And if you're not familiar with that term, QWERTY keyboard, I have a picture of one right here. And this is called the QWERTY section of any keyboard because of the QWERTY across the top left section. This is the navigation section, and this is called the 10 key pad or the 10 key section. So if I say press 2 on the 10 key pad, this is what I'm referring to. If I say press the number 2 on the QWERTY keys, I'm referring to this over here. Also, I'm using a Mac. Many of you may have PCs at home or want to buy Sibelius, but only have PCs, and that's fine, but there are a few conventions that are a little bit different, and those consist of our modifier keys down here on the left side. On a Mac, the command key is equivalent to the control key on a PC. On a Mac, what we call the Option key is equivalent to the Alt key on a PC. And on a Mac, the Control key is equivalent to the Start or Windows key on your PC. So make sure you understand those correlations if you're choosing to use a PC instead of a Mac. Another thing that you should consider is that in using Sibelius, you really need access to a 10 keypad. So if you're working on a laptop that does not have the 10 keypad here, you may want to purchase a separate 10 keypad or a separate keyboard that's a full-length keyboard like this one in this diagram here, so that you can access all of the features of Sibelius. Sibelius's parent company is also Avid, just like Pro Tools, and so the icons look fairly similar to the Pro Tools icons. So here's the Sibelius icon. To open Sibelius, all you do is click on the icon just like you did in Pro Tools. You'll get a splash screen here showing you what version of Sibelius you're on, and once it's finished, it will bring you to the Quick Start window. In the Quick Start window, there are 5 distinct sections: the Learn tab, New Score tab, Recent tab, the Import tab, and Latest News. The Learn tab contains links to various tutorials, your reference guide, what's new about this particular version of Sibelius, as well as a variety of other options, including some videos to help you understand the basic application. The New Score tab is the tab you're going to go to when you are creating a new score. It provides a variety of templates for real standard configurations like band configurations or chamber groups, choral music, pop music, jazz, Latin, all types of different configurations for different types of ensembles. The Recent tab contains the most recent scores that you've worked on. I haven't opened Sibelius recently, so this is not showing very many recent scores. The Import tab is where you'll go if you want to import a standard MIDI file or a music XML file. For example, if you are exporting something out of Finale and trying to import it into Sibelius. Also, this is the location where you can launch photo score and audio score, which we will discuss later. Latest News contains basically information about what's happening with Sibelius. Also, if there's a particular score that you would like to access, you can do that here under the Open Other tab, and you can go and open specific scores that you may know the location of. Also, if you want to shut off the Quick Start window, you can do that here, and I'll show you later on how you can access that under the Preferences. If for some reason you have closed the Quick Start window, and you want to access it again, you can find it right up here under the File menu and Quick Start. The Show Quick Start again after closing the last score, that particular button right there. Macs and PCs handle this a little bit different. On a Mac, if you deselect that, once your last score is closed, Sibelius remains open. Because of the architecture of a PC, if you do the same thing show quick start again after closing the last score, the PC will actually close Sibelius. So those two are handled a little differently between a PC and a Mac. So PCs and Macs handle this button right here differently. Okay, let's go ahead and open up a score. So let's go to Open Other, and it'll take you to the Scores tab, most likely. And let's open up the Sibelius example scores, and we'll go to Orchestral and click on Open. Once the score is opened in Sibelius, you should see it spread across multiple pages here. First thing we're going to do is just experiment. In Sibelius, you can move around the score easily by just clicking and dragging in any open space in your score. You'll quickly find out as you click and drag like this, if you happen to click and drag somewhere else other than an empty space, like right here, that immediately you have a problem. So that brings us to one of the first things, which is making sure you understand the commands for undo. Undo on a Mac is Command Z, Control Z on a PC, and redo is Shift Command Z. So we just undid that error. If we choose something else and move it, you'll see it's going to create some problems. So we have to make sure that we are clicking in an open space to navigate around our document. Also, the escape key is a really important key in Sibelius. The escape key does just that. It gets you out of trouble. When using escape, it's best to press the escape key twice because there can be up to 2 different levels that you may need to escape out of. So the escape key is your friend. Make sure that you use it. Second way to navigate is by using the scroll wheel. Moving the scroll wheel up and down moves your document vertically. And if you hold down the Shift key and then move your scroll wheel, it moves you horizontally through your score. So that's the second way you can navigate your document. Third way is by actually using the Home, End, and Page and Up and Down keys. Each time you hit Home, it takes you to the left 1 page at a time. When you hit End, it takes you right 1 page at a time. The Page Up and Page Down keys have the exact same functionality as using your scroll wheel. They move you vertically through your score. Let me go ahead and zoom in here just a little bit, and then you can see the effect of the Page Up and Page Down keys. You can also use the modifier key Command and End or Home, and that will take you either to the beginning or end of your score, respectively. Command and End takes me to the last page. Command and Home takes me to the first page of my score. Those are the 3 ways to navigate inside Sibelius. Drag with your mouse, scroll wheel vertically and scroll wheel horizontally by using the Shift key, and then using the Home button to move 1 page at a time to the left, and the End button to move 1 page at a time to the right. Command and Home to move to the beginning of the score, Command and End to move to the end of the score, and the Page Up and Page Down buttons as an option to the scroll wheel. You can also zoom a number of different ways in Sibelius. First way is by going down and grabbing and using this tool right here, this slider. That will zoom you in or out. And it'll zoom you in or out based on your selection. So if you make a selection like that, it's going to zoom in on that selection. Second way to zoom in is also using your scroll wheel. In this case, we use the Command modifier key. Press that and then use our scroll wheel. And as we scroll in or out, it zooms in or out. Same thing applies here. If you make a selection, like there, and then Command and Zoom, it'll zoom in on that selection. The third way to zoom in or out is by using the Command modifier key and the plus or minus buttons. And those commands will also zoom you in or out. An additional way you can also zoom is by coming up to the ribbon, choosing the View tab, and you'll notice here in the Zoom group that you have three options. You can choose 100% zoom, fit to page, or fit system width. You can also choose specific zoom levels right here as well. So that's an additional way to zoom inside of Sibelius. So that's how to navigate inside of Sibelius, as well as how to zoom in on your document.